Ken Roczen, the pressure is now on, but where's the moto community say you can finish? Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's bar-banging topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new moto videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these crazy moto times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today as the Kenny Roczen saga is just, well, I guess it's just getting started on one hand. Listen, friends, here's the deal. Kenny's got his neck really far out right now. It's become pretty clear, at least for me, that he went for the yellow bike because they paid him the most money. He can tell me he liked the bike. He can tell me whatever he wants. But the realities are Ken Roczen could ride for anybody he wanted if he was willing to adjust his price tag for a big team to make room for him. Most teams already are filled up. They don't have a budget left for a big name. So that leaves you with Suzuki, who clearly went out and found funding to save their brand. Listen, man, there's a saying, if it wins on Sunday, it sells on Monday, and Suzuki's have not been flying off the shelves. They needed to do something. So this was a potentially great move for Suzuki. This could be, in fact, a good move. It's going to be yet to be seen, because you see, when the writing's on the wall that the rider clearly took the money grab, and he's going with a bike that hasn't won in a long time. It ended James Stewart's career. It was the last bike that I believe he raced on. In fact, I'm pretty confident, 99.9% sure that was in fact the case. And the bike's behind in development. I don't care if it corners well. I don't care what any test riders tell me. You got to put a top rider that's doing gate drops and pro motocross and supercross to come tell me that. I don't need a test rider to tell me that. Insanity. So Kickstart Kenny Roczen's got a bad look already. He's on the worst bike in the paddock. He's going to be kicking his bike to get it started. I'm sure the Suzuki will pay somebody to start his bike. But once you're on the track, you know, they don't have flaggers coming out to start your bike, Kenny. You're going to have to start that thing yourself at some point. And it's not if you're going to have a stall on that bike. It's purely when. It happens to almost every rider every season. You're going to have the bike stall on you. And that's why we developed electric start. So he's got so many disadvantages. So now the $1 million question is, you know, can he win on it? Sure, of course he can. Of course he can. Will he? That's the $1 million question. So we asked that question here on the channel. We did a poll. We did some polling here. Because that's really, you guys are the people that, you know, that really matter here, that have an unbiased opinion. You don't have financial gain by answering an actual poll. So let's see where we're at right now in terms of Kenny Boy Roczen. Kickstart Kenny is what I'm going to be calling him all year long until they give him an electric start. You are now Kickstart Kenny, because this is who you are. But you're a millionaire, dude. You're making a lot of money. So if the worst you're being called is Kickstart Kenny, you should see that as a compliment. But let's take a look at the poll and see where people think this guy can actually finish on that bike come Anaheim 1 Supercross, which is right around the corner, my friends. It's going to sneak up on these guys like a thief in the night. The electricity, the butterflies, the nerves, the heart rates will be redlining these guys, and nobody's heart's going to be redlining as much as Kenny Boy Roczen's as he lines up potentially the $1 million disaster onto the gate. Because if he doesn't come through, man, this is going to be it's either a boom or a bust, this whole deal. So let's go ahead and roll this poll, then we'll meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in. When we asked you guys on the community section of the channel, will Kickstart Kenny Boy Roczen at A1 Supercross win, podium, top 10, or DNF? 47% of you overwhelmingly said he's a podium guy. Well, maybe. Let's get back to the show so we can wrap this one up. All right, Moto friends, welcome back. So that's what's going on. The majority of people, when asked, what happens A1, Kenny gonna win? he hitting the podium? Is he top 10? Is he a DNF, DNS, whatever? Like, I still want to see if he shows up. I'm still like not convinced Kenny Boy shows up to A1. I wouldn't be surprised to hear him say, we need more time on the bike, and it's not ready yet. Like, it wouldn't even shock me, Kenny Boy, if you do that, bro. Big time stuff. This channel's going to blow the lid off of you, man. I was the biggest Kenny advocate. I still am. I'm really cheering for the guy, really. I would love to see him come smoke Team Honda on the yellow bike. That would be insanity. I got a lot of guys on Instagram that we bench race on, and they're like, you're just a Honda guy. And I have been a Honda guy. I have a Honda. But, like, I'll ride anything. Like, I don't care. It's like I'm a weekend warrior. It's not until you're racing Supercross at the elite level with the best equipment against the best riders in the world. That's when your brand really matters. For the rest of us, whatever, dude. Give me a bike. I just want to twist throttle and go have some fun in moto. Do a few wheelies. Try to catch air. You know, whatever. But that's the reality of what we got going on now. The majority of people, almost 50%, say he's going to hit the podium. We think he's a podium. I think that's really generous, man. I really think that's due because this field is stacked. And you're coming in on a Suzuki, dude. Competing with a lot of factory hired guns that are out there gunning. This could be the biggest boom or bust off-season, silly season that we've ever seen in MX history. I reported when I first started the channel, this will be a historic season. It's getting off on the right foot for me because this Kenny Roczen deal could be a complete debacle. It's either going to be a boom or a bust. I don't think there's much middle ground on this one. And even though many people trying to say, yeah, I think he's going to hit the podium, I mean, I think that, you know, you're only as good as your last race. So until A1 happens, we might have to ask that poll again because I think after A1, you know, we'll probably know a little more. Now, again, friends, and final thoughts. Kenny Roczen is more capable of stealing a win on that bike. Championship threat, long shot. But again, it could happen. In fact, that would be a Cinderella story, and we all like an underdog Cinderella story. Like, we'd love to see Kenny Roczen come back and be able to finally do what he's tried to do with Honda and couldn't. And to do it on a brand like Suzuki, which would be the biggest long shot of any deal you could possibly take. So I'm still reading between the lines, looking between the cracks, trying to understand as a heat map and temperature check everything going on right now. We'll get moving along with some more off-season racing, testing, and see some of the other guys and start moving forward with our picks. But at this point, I think it's, you know, A1 really is going to be the tail on the tape. That's when we're going to see the men separated from the boys. We're going to see if Kenny is a man or a boy. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video. As always, don't go over the bars today. I will see you on the next video.